As we begin, breathe slowly and acknowledge that God is with you. Thank Him for His protection, provision, and His presence in your life. And tell Him that you desire to be with Him, to know Him, and to love Him as He loves you. When Jesus stood to read in the synagogue, He chose to read from Isaiah 62, 1-2. The Spirit of the Lord is on me, because He has anointed me to preach good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim release to the captives and recovery of sight to the blind, to set free the oppressed, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor. He then rolled up the scroll, gave it back to the attendant, and sat down. Luke 4, 18-20. And then everyone just stared, waiting for Him to speak more. Word had spread about this Jesus, the supposed son of Joseph, but a voice from heaven had proclaimed Jesus to be His son. So whose son was He really? He had done great things, but here He was in His hometown. They'd known His family. They'd known Him growing up. What were they supposed to make of Him now? He was claiming that this passage was fulfilled as He sat among them. We can never ignore the words that Jesus said, especially when He revealed the truth of who He was. What did He say He'd come to do? Preach good news to the poor. Proclaim release to the captives and recovery of sight to the blind. To set free the oppressed. To proclaim the year of the Lord's favor. As we read the rest of Luke, we will see Him do all of these things again and again. His ministry was not one of mere words and information. It was centered upon redemption and restoration, particularly for the poor, the marginalized, and the oppressed. In addition to celebrating His birth, are we actively thinking about the actual things Jesus did and the words He said as we enter this Christmas season? Let's pray. Jesus, give us the same spirit and mind as You. Turn our hearts towards those among whom You would dwell if You were here today. Mark us as Your followers by our love, not for ourselves, but for others, especially those who are alone, hungry, and scared. We want people to know us and be able to say, they are people who bring good news to the poor. They help relieve captives, and even the broken find healing among them. May this be the year of the Lord's favor, where we would not just honor You with our lips, but our lives would be full of the fruit of Your ministry. Let us not ignore what You did, and help us go and do likewise. And now, as we close, think again about what you read in Luke today. What did you notice? What questions did it leave you with? Take a moment to pray on your own based on what you read.